Good morning, students. We have already discussed about the critical path method, how to calculate the critical path and how to find out the project completion time. Because this critical path method is used for calculating the probable time for the completion of the project. First of all, here you have to read the data. What data says and what is the question. After that you have to move forward. The question is written here: draw a project network from above data and apply progressive computation for identifying the critical path of the project network. Now here, what is progressive computation? See, this critical path can be identified by two methods. The first method is known as critical path method, which is having two steps, that is forward pass, calculation of forward pass and calculation of backward pass. What is forward pass? In forward pass, we'll start from the initial event and move towards the final event. Similarly, in backward pass, we will start from the final event and move towards the initial event. So, here first of all, I am going to draw a network diagram with the given data. You can copy the data. Here, we have to see that the data is given about the activities. So, there is no information about the event. But I have told you and I have dictated you the rules of network construction. In rules of networks, it is said that if you are not having any data about the event, don't worry, because the rule itself says that an activity will always start from and terminates into an event. What does it mean? It means that there is no independent identity of the activity without any event. So, always remember, an activity will always start and terminates into an event. So, if in the data the information is not given about that event, we are following the rule, we have to create the events from our side. So, here we are having the sequence of activity A, B, C, D and so on. Similarly, we are having the preceding activity, which I have told you in the earlier class. Preceding means the activity which comes before an activity. So what is here? Here activity A is having no preceding activity. What does it mean? If any activity is not having any preceding activity or event, it means it is the initial event. So the project network will start from here. So activity A. So here I am drawing activity A. So this is activity A. Now come to the B. Activity B is preceded by activity A, whereas activity C is also preceded by activity A. It means activity B and activity C both are preceded by activity A, B and C. Now come to D. D is preceded by B. We are having B here. So this is D. The next activity is E. E is preceded by C. Here we are having C. So it is E. F is preceded by D. F is preceded by D. G is preceded by E. G is preceded by E. And the final activity H is preceded by FGH. FG. That's why I have merged both the activity into single event. For the beginner, it may be possible that they have to make an independent line, independent arrow, or the independent activity. But in the next step, they have to merge both the activity, because the condition says that the activity H will not start until and unless the activity F and G both are terminating into the same event. That's why I have ended both the event activity F and G in this particular event. Now we are ready to make the final activity, that is H, which is preceded by F and G. So this is H. Now, what is it? Index of expected time. What is expected time? Basically, this expected time is an average of 3 time estimation of the time, that is most likely time, earliest time and latest time. 3 time. After taking the average of 3 time, we are making this index, which is called as expected completion time of each activity. So in front of A we are having 25, it must be in days. So here activity A is having 25 days as expected completion time. So we are writing here as 25 as expected completion time of activity A. Similarly, B is having 30 days, C is having 10 days, D is having 20 days, E is having 40 days, F is again having 40 days, G is having 5 days, and H is having 6 days. Now, I have divided all the events, that is represented by the circle, all the circles in 3 parts. The first half circle is representing the number of events, which is obviously 1. And the second half circle is again divided into 2 parts. The first part is representing the earliest start time, which is denoted as EST, whereas the second part is representing the latest start time. It is clear to all of you? Now we are coming to the last event. Again here we are having 2 parts. That is, the first part is earliest completion time written as ECT, and this is latest completion time. That is latest completion time, this portion. Now, this is about final event and the initial event. What about the remaining event? Whether this is representing the earliest start time or the earliest completion time. So it is a bit confusing. So remember one tip. Besides the initial event and the final event, every event in the network, every event in the project is having dual status. The reason is the initial event is having only the outgoing activities, whereas the final event is having only the incoming activities. There is no outgoing activity. Besides these 2 events, every event is having incoming activity as well as outgoing activity. So when we are talking about the activity D के लिए this event is preceding event. So activity D will start from here. Then whenever we are talking about the starting time of D, then we will consider this position as earliest start time, because from here activity D is starting. So when with the reference of activity D, this position is treated as earliest start time. On the same hand, for activity B, since activity B is terminating into this particular event, so this is the final event for activity B, so activity B is going to complete over here. So whatever the digit we are going to write down over here, that is the completion time of activity B. So at that time, the status of this event will become earliest completion time. So remaining all the events are having dual status. When we are considering outgoing activity, then it is earliest start time. When we are considering the incoming activity, then the same thing is represented as earliest completion time. Now it is clear to all of you? Now I am assigning number to all the events. So this is event number 1, this is event number 2, this is event number 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8. See, I have told you in the previous lectures that there is a rule for numbering of the events, and according to that rule I have numbered the event. It is not like that I have given assigning any number to any event. This is not like that. I have told you in the last lecture, taught you also, and that is DR Fulkerson rule for numbering of the event, if you do remember that. That is, so according to Fulkerson rule, I have assigned the numbers to the events. Now I am just copying the data, that is expected completion time, which is given in days for each activities. I have written all the expected completion time with the respective activities. Now start the calculation. Now in progressive computation, we will start from the initial event, that is event number 1. So event number 1 here, and from here the activity A is starting. So what is the starting time? What is the starting time of the activity A? The answer is 0, because anything will start from the 0. So here A is taking the 25 days for completion. It means it starts from 0 time, 0 day, and then after 25 days it will be completed. Matlab starts from 0 and then going forward. So we have written here 0 as earliest start time. Now what about this? So this event 2 is the final event for activity A. What does it mean? Here activity A is completed. So what is the calculation? 0 plus the completion time of A. 0 plus 25, it is 25. So we are writing over here as 25. Now similarly for event number 3, 25 plus 30, it is 55. Similarly 25 plus 10, this is 35. Now coming to the next event, that is event number 5, 55 plus 20, this is 75. Now coming to event number 6, 35 plus 40, again it is 75. Now we have to come to the event number 7. Now here we are having 2 activities preceded by event number 7. So what we will do, because we are having 2 options, 75 plus 40, this is 115, and 75 plus 5, this is 80. So what is the right answer? Always remember, while calculating progressive computation for identifying the critical path, if we will come to an event which is preceded by more than one activity, then we have to check all the options and we will go for the higher values. So here the higher value is 115. So instead of 18, I am writing over here 115. Now coming to here, 115 plus 6, this is 121. 121 days. Here the first part of progressive computation is completed, that is the forward pass. Now we have to calculate the backward pass. As we have calculated the forward pass by adding the expected completion time of each activity, similarly in backward pass we are deducting the expected time from the latest completion time and reach to the event number 1. So now our job is here, this part of event 8. So here the activity is completed. So this whole project network has been completed over here. So if the project is already completed is 121 days, and if it is the earliest completion time of the activity, then the same will be considered as the latest completion time of the activity, and I am writing over here as 121. It is clear to all of you? I think it is clear. Both will be the same, because here the activity has to come and end. Here the activity has been completed. Now start deducting. 121 minus 6, 115. 115 minus 40, 75. 115 minus 5, 110. 75 minus 20, 55. 110 minus 40, 70. Now here is the problem, event number 2, because here we are having two options, activity B and activity C. So what we have to do? Then the rule says that while calculating backward pass, if you will come across an event from where more than one activity is emerging out, remember it, more than one activity is emerging out. So we have to check all the options and go for the lower value. So 55 minus 30 is 25 and 70 minus 10 is 60. So we will go for the lower value, that is 25. Clear? Now 25 minus 25, it is 0. So this is the calculation of progressive computation, that is forward pass and backward pass. Now we have to identify the critical path. Remember, critical path will follow only that path which is having the 0 slack. Slack is difference between this and this, means 25 minus 25, 70 minus 35. The definition is slack is the time gap between the latest start time minus the earliest start time. So those activity which is having the 0 difference or having the same value in both the paths, they are participating in the critical path. So this is our critical path and it is denoted by double arrow. So this double arrow is representing the critical path of this project network, and this 121 day is the project completion time. Clear? This is all about the critical path method. Now you have to practice more and more, and if you will have any query, any question, will come to me, you can call me. Thank you.